You want a job?
Oh, of course.
Well, now you're fired.
Now, for those of you that are unaware, that was just a skit from one of Sammy Guevaра's vlogs way back before I was officially signed. However, I am here to talk to you about the day that I got the phone call telling me that my services would no longer be needed in AEW. Let's get to it. When I originally signed my contract in 2021, it was to a 4-year deal. Potentially, I should say. I guess it was really a 1-year deal with 3 optional years, meaning that AEW had the option to renew me each year around July or August and let me know if I was going to be with the company another year. And if they did, I would get a raise in my salary. And the first year started off really well. I was appearing alongside my best friend, Sammy Guevara, a bunch. I got to introduce the world to my son, Fuego 2, and we got to take off with the tag team of Too Fast and Too Fuego. And Malachi Black even pitched to work with me, and we had a 3-match small feud that was on Rampage. But then the second year is where things got a little bit rocky. And you see, at the start of my second year, my series of matches with the House of Black had just finished. Sammy went in a different direction creatively. And due to the mysterious disappearance of my son, Fuego 2, I wasn't being brought to TV and used in matches or on Dark that often. And that's a dangerous place to be, because I feel like my value was being in Dark matches or TV matches, getting squashed quickly, but as long as I was wrestling every week, I would be able to get over without going over. And as long as I was backstage, I would be able to film more stuff with Sammy Guevara's vlog and continue to build my online following. But the fact that I wasn't being brought to TV often means I slowly got stuck in the scary cycle of creative has nothing for you. So what do you do if you get trapped in that scary cycle? Well, I tried to really look within and figure out what I could do to make myself better. So I really got in the gym, started putting on some muscle. I switched up my gear. I tried to be a little bit more serious. And the few matches that I did get on AEW Dark, I tried to make the most of. And the more that I continued to sit at home, the more my frustrations grew. So at the start of 2023, at the first AEW Dark taping in Orlando, I decided I needed to go talk to the boss. So I went and I knocked on Tony Khan's office. He let me in and we had a discussion. Now don't get me wrong, Tony Khan has always been very, very kind to me. However, I don't know if he ever fully saw the potential in me that I saw for myself. And I straight up asked him, what do I need to do to be better? What do I need to do to be used more? And he then proceeded to remind me of all the stories I'd already been a part of in AEW. Miro, Sammy, House of Black. We even had a laugh about Fuego 2. But then the real final point of the conversation, he said, just because I'm not using you every week doesn't mean I don't value you. And while that was a nice sentiment, that wasn't really a solution to the problems I felt like I was having. But what do I do in that situation? I decided to continue to try to improve. I'll stay in the gym and I'll keep taking indie dates to make sure that I'm ring ready just in case one of these random phone calls come and I'm needed at TV. And that's where things went south. Because in February, just a month after that conversation, I was at an independent show in Sacramento, California, and jumped off the top rope and ended up breaking my foot in 5 places. To say I was devastated would be an understatement. With this being my first major injury in life, sitting at home really put me in a dark place. Not having wrestling had me in my own mind going stir crazy. And I got a little bit overambitious. I was messaging management about new ideas I had, maybe a little too much. And I cut a few promos on my own accord that probably didn't help my cause looking back at it. But I was working harder than I ever had in my life to get back into my happy place, the ring, hopefully TV ready. Fast forward a few months to May, and I'd been working like hell to rehab my foot. I was sitting in a physical therapy's office with 1 session left until I was cleared to return to the ring. I was even texting Sammy Guevara, and then out of nowhere, I get a text message from a couple people in AEW management asking me when would be a good time for them to call me later today. I immediately screenshotted that message and sent it to Sammy and said, uh-oh, because I knew it was one of 2 things. They were either going to renew me or they were going to future endeavor me. I walked out of the doctor's office, I sat down in my car, and I picked up the phone. I realized it was a group call with a member of AEW's legal team, as well as someone high up in management, and Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone then gave me the very unfortunate news that I would no longer be in AEW as they were not renewing my contract for another year. He thanked me for my time in AEW and for my professionalism on the call. I told him thank you for all the time in AEW and that I appreciate the years I got to spend there. I then also asked if there was anything legally stopping me from announcing this myself. They gave me their blessing. And then I proceeded to tell Tony Schiavone to please let Tony Khan know that I plan on being a star in professional wrestling, whether it's in AEW or otherwise. He told me he wished me the best of luck and he hopes that I prove them wrong. And I said, no, Schiavone, I promise I'm going to prove you wrong. And I can't lie, initially, I was in shock. I called a few friends and family, let them know the situation, and then I got to work on my announcement video of my departure. And the second I made the announcement video, I got a slew of incredible messages from friends and fans, and a ton of AEW guys actually reached out to me personally. Of course, Sammy Guevara, Lance Archer, the Young Bucks, Brian Cage, Arya Daivari, CM Punk, Danny Garcia. The list goes on and on of sweet and kind messages I got wishing me the best of luck. That's what I loved about AEW, the atmosphere, the people. I got to learn how to be a TV wrestler. I got to make some incredible money. I got to really make my name in wrestling for the first time in my life thanks to AEW. So even though it felt like a bad breakup, even though I hadn't been able to really watch AEW programming besides a few pay-per-views, I still have love for everyone there. But instead of dwelling on the past, I do what I do best. And I hit the ground running. I booked up as many independent dates as I could. I really focused on developing my craft and trying to be the best wrestler I could be. Hell, I even picked up a little bit of gold along the way. And I set my sights on signing another wrestling contract, whether it be with AEW or somewhere else. Because I know I was put on God's green earth to be a professional wrestler. And even though that day sucked and that phone call sucked, I'm so motivated for my future that I can't wait for you guys to see what I have on the horizon. Because I believe my future is very bright. I hope to make a lot more content like this, as well as continue my vlogs, streaming on Twitch, and I'm launching a brand new wrestling podcast. And it's not going to be about ranting or raving or criticizing the product. No, I'm only going to be talking about the stuff that I find positive in wrestling today and give you a unique perspective from a pro wrestler. Hope you check it out and check out all the fun stuff I got coming up in the links below. See you at the next video. Bye.